This woman is busy, okay, sis? She is moving. She is buying land. She's planting vineyards. She is making and selling clothing. She's getting up before the sun gets up and feeding her family, her whole entire household. Like, sis is busy, okay? Y'all, bug just tried to fly in my nose. Ah! Okay. Hey, it's Desiree. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you see something you like, please like, subscribe, and share. And please comment if this video means anything to you, or you know, God tells you something during it, or whatever the case may be, or something that you think about when you read Proverbs 31. Okay, so let's get into it. So as I was reading Proverbs 31, and I've read it before, but I don't think I've ever paid much attention, which I'm realizing I have done a lot in the past. I've just read the Bible, and really haven't paid much attention to it. And so God is really breaking me from that, especially like with having to teach for teens. I talked about this with them because in March we focused on women, and we focused on the growth of being a woman of God. And so we did Proverbs 31. And I picked up a few things from the book, and I just want to share it with you guys. Okay, so the very first thing that I noticed is that the Proverbs 31 woman and her husband are a team. And it's like, duh, you know, a godly marriage is a team, da da da. But like, when I was reading it, like, I really noticed like how, you know, he was an elder and highly respected. She was highly respected. And they both did their own things, and they both did their own parts, but they worked together. And some verses that really stuck out to me when it came to this are verses 11 through 12. And it says, "The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need for spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." Like, when you're a team, you got to be able to trust your team members, your teammates, especially in a marriage. Trust is huge. And so these verses show me that they trust each other as a unit. They are literally a unit. They are a united front, and they know that the other one is doing their part. That he doesn't need a spoil. He doesn't need a side chick. He doesn't need a lady to fulfill some stuff over here, and then she does that. No. And that's what I took spoil as. It could mean something totally different, but that's just what I took it as. And it just showed me how important it is in a marriage that you are trustworthy. And the Proverbs 31 woman was a trustworthy woman. Which I hate to say it, but these days, it's hard to find anybody trustworthy, not just a woman, but just anybody. So that was huge to me. Also, verse 23 says, "Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land." Like, you know, a common saying is, and yeah, I'm about to mess the words up, okay? But it essentially says that every good man has a good woman behind him. And for him to be an elder and for him to be highly respected among the people, he had to have a good woman behind him, on the side of him, doing her part as he does his part. So teamwork is huge, and that was something that I got out of this chapter. The second thing that I got out of this chapter is that the Proverbs 31 woman works hard for her family and everything that she owns. And I could be wrong, but it seems like the narrative that I've been seeing almost my entire life is you're either a strong, independent woman, you don't need no man for nothing, and da 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 da, or you looking for a sugar daddy, you need somebody to come pay them bills, da 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 da. Like, I need me a 6-7 figure man, 8-figure man, and that's what women are looking for. So really, the Proverbs 31 woman does not fit either of these narratives. She's a strong, hardworking woman. She's a business owner. She buys land. She makes, linen? She makes linen and sells it. These are all very strong qualities. She doesn't need her man, it doesn't seem like, but they're one. And he's very well respected. She's very well respected. And so they just kind of come together and they work together. It's not, I'm better than you, or I'm stronger than you, or I make the bread in the family and da 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 da. And if he broke, he ain't getting none. Da da. It's none of that. It is a teamwork thing. Like in the last point, like there's a part in there where it says, sis wakes up before the sun comes up and gets food for the family and for her, everybody in her household, meaning her maidens, takes care of the whole family. She gets up before the sun comes up. You don't see that too often anymore. I mean, I know a few, definitely Christian ladies that do it, but, it just shows you she's a hustler. And I think there's a verse in there that says she does not live an idle, basically she doesn't live an idle lifestyle. She's not going to just sit around and do nothing. And I know sometimes, like, there are days where I heard this from a friend, but I just want to go sit in my nothing box and do absolutely nothing. And we can't live an idle lifestyle. We have to keep it moving. We have to keep it pushing. We have to be walking in purpose. We have to be being the person that God has called us to be. And being a person that and y'all, I'm using my own examples of being a person who just wants to sit and watch Netflix all day and do absolutely nothing and just chill. That's not how we walk in our purpose. And the Proverbs 31 woman was certainly walking in her purpose. All right, so that was the second point, that she's a hard worker. She keeps it pushing. And the third point I saw was, obviously she's a woman of God. She has fear of the Lord, so one of the verses explains, sorry, I keep looking at my notes, but one of the verses explains how, she speaks with wisdom and kindness. I think it says kindness like comes off her tongue or something. She's wise and she's kind. I think the last verse in the chapter talks about her having fear of the Lord, and then she's just compassionate. I think there's even something in there that talks about how she is generous to the needy. And so these are the qualities that God calls us to be. And she's also strong, right? She's not weak. She's not easily manipulated. No, I think she's clothed in strength. That's huge, because a lot of people think that being kind and being nice is being weak, which no, it's not. She's strong and she's compassionate and she's wise and she's not weak. She is fearful of the Lord and she's walking in purpose. This is the type of woman that we should all strive to be. Another point I want to say about this is that a lot of the times, obviously she was very successful, right? And a lot of the times when we get successful, we tend to forget about God. Something my pastor would say is, don't drop Jesus. And that's easy to do whenever you're busy. This woman is busy, okay, sis? She is moving. She is buying land. She's planting vineyards. She is making and selling clothing. She's getting up before the sun gets up and feeding her family, her whole entire household. Like, sis is busy, okay? Y'all, bug just try to fly in my nose. Okay. Sis is busy, okay? And she didn't forget her values. She didn't forget how to treat people with kindness. No, she didn't think she was all that. She had the fear of the Lord, and she really showed us how we can act. Now, I'm saying she is if she's a person. I don't know. I mean, probably she probably wasn't a legit person, because my next point points out that sorry y'all, in the bug situation I done lost my spot. This whole chapter was advice from King Lemuel's mother. And y'all, I don't know why that never stuck. Like, she is a figurative woman, but we wouldn't be given this narrative if it wasn't possible. I always figured it was just a man, and I hate to be this one, but I hate to say that, like, I really felt like it was just like a narrative that a man is telling how a woman should be, and da 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 da. And what made me realize it wasn't that, beyond just the words, because y'all, sometimes I just struggle with attention, and in the past I just bypassed that, get to the good stuff. Okay, great. No, but I was listening to this chapter on this app called Bible.is, and they read it as a story, and there's background music. It's really cool. I definitely encourage you to get the app. It was really interesting because the mother was reading it, and that made it hit so different, y'all. Like, I just figured it was a man telling us how we should be as women, but no, this was advice from a mother to a king, about the type of woman that he should be with. But what I love about this is that something I did not, because like I said, I wasn't paying attention, and I was really just trying to skip to the good parts that everybody always be talking about. And at the beginning of this, it goes into what kind of man the king should be and the things that a king should do. And essentially I took it to attract this kingdom woman, to attract this Proverbs 31 woman. What does he have to look like to get a woman like that? It was talking about him not, getting drunk and drinking, and just values of, being, I think it was one about being generous and kind. And these values are necessary to attract this type of woman. But nobody ever talks about that. People always think Proverbs 31 is a chapter for a woman. No, this chapter is actually for a man as well. It's more so for a man. No, I won't say that. It's like the same, because the whole chapter is to a man from his mom, or he wrote down his mom's advice, and she was basically telling him, this is how you gotta be to attract a good woman. Do not go for a bad woman. Do not go for a harlot. Do not go for a woman that's gonna take you for your money. That is being preached huge in the world right now, by Cardi B and all the Meg Thee Stallion and all these female rappers, talking about just basically prostitution and taking a man's money and all this stuff, and if he's broke then he don't deserve you, and all this stuff like that. It's telling you to stay away from women like that, and a lot of these men just fall into it these days, and I'm sure those days too, and there's nothing new under the sun. So he was warned not to fall for a woman like that. And then it went into the type of woman that he should pursue, which was the Proverbs 31 woman that we've been talking about this entire video. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I shared it with my teens. I went into a little more depth. I picked specific verses, more verses than I did here, but go read it yourself. It's a great chapter. I'm definitely striving to be that type of woman. Lord knows there's a lot of work to go, but he's strong in my weakness, so he will get the glory out of everything, out of every transformation in my life. But you know, comment if you're a lady, what this chapter means to you, or what inspires you about the Proverbs 31 woman, or what do you want to work on. And if you're a man, maybe comment about your favorite characteristic of the Proverbs 31 woman. And maybe you could even be open and honest and be like, are you ready for that woman? Would you be intimidated by that woman? You know, just have some dialogue in the comments. I want to see it. I want to comment back. I love you guys. Hey, it's Desiree. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell. You know what it is. And I'll see you guys later.